This conference will now be recorded.
والملك صفا صفا وجاء ربك 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 والملك صفا صفا. اللہم لک سجودی و طاعتی شکرا للہ والحمدللہ شکرا للہ والحمدللہ. یا علی مدد عزیز سر.
یا علی مدد یا علی مدد.
مولا علی مدد.
بہت خوب بہت خوب. وجا ربکا والملک صفا صفا. بہت خوب بہت خوب. تمام ساتھیوں کو یا علی مدد. Thank you for joining us this morning. Such a beautiful morning. We have been blessed that Imam Zaman has provided us once again an opportunity to speak, to learn, and to understand our Imam, our tariqah, and those rites and rituals within our tariqah. We are truly fortunate and blessed by Imam's mercy. एक बार फिर तमाम साथियों को याली मदद. Let's start in the name of Nur Maulana Shah Karim Al Husaini Hazir Imam, Hazir Imam. या मौलाए मेहरबान मदद फरमा हयुल कय्यूम अली अल्लाह मदद फरमा अलयुल कय्यूम अली अल्लाह मदद फरमा या मौलाए मेहरबान या नूर मौलाना शाह करीम अल हुसैनी हाजिर इमाम तौफीक ताहीद हिम्मत व यारी मौला तौफीक ताहीद हिम्मत व यारी मौला या मौला मदद मौला या इमाम ज़मान या मौला मेहरबान हम गरीबों की मदद फरमा मौला या मौला हम तेरी मदद के बगैर कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते हैं मौला या मौला ये इल्मी जर्नी ये इल्मी सफ़र बहुत ही मुश्किल है हमारे लिए मौला मगर तेरी मदद और तेरी रहमत के साथ हर चीज़ मुमकिन हो जाती है मौला या मौला मेहरबान अपना मुबारक दस्त हम गरीबों पर रख मौला ताकि हम तेरे नूर की रोशनी में इस रास्ते पर आगे बढ़ सके मौला without your help without your mercy without your blessing without your presence without your wish and khanavadan mawla we are not able to do anything mawla please help us mawla help your children mawla ya mawla meherban in your name and with your name we start this journey mawla but you and you only can take us on this journey, on this ilmi journey, Mola. And with your light, the Noor, we will be able to comprehend the Batini meanings of the subject. To all my friends online, with your request, and we have received many requests this week. Just like always, whenever we approach Chandrat Shukarwari beach, all of the sudden we are bombarded with the request for the understanding of Chandrat and especially Shukarwari beach. And we have taken many sessions on the subject. But at your request, here we are once again. And we will try our best to take a different approach so all of us may understand what is Chandrat And why is it so important that when Chandrat falls on Friday, we keep a Shukrwari beach? Why? What is the reason for that? Before we go into the Shukrwari beach, we must understand what is the importance of Friday and then of Chandrat, so we may understand both of them combined, which makes a beach. क्योंकि जब तक हम जुम्मे की अहमियत को नहीं समझेंगे और चांदरात की कदर नहीं करेंगे तो फिर ये दोनों को कंबाइन करके हमारे लिए समझना मुश्किल होगा। तो आज हम कोशिश करेंगे, टुडे वी विल ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड and we will take a different approach to understand what is Shukrwari beach. So let's start with the Friday first. Friday. And those are the questions in front of you which were asked in recent days. What is it about a Friday that when a Chandra falls on this day, we must keep a Rosa beach? And this day is even greater than Friday. Second question was, how did 7 days come about? What are these 7 days? And the third was 7 days of Allah mentioned in Quran. So let's take each question and try to answer with a different mindset. With a different mindset. Jummah, Friday, Jumatul Mubarak. What is about this Friday which makes it better, greater, and blessed? Why do we put on suit and tie, better clothing, makeup, perfume? We wanted to look our best when we go to Jamaat Khana on Friday. Why all the Muslims put so much emphasis on Friday namaz? I mean, namaz is a namaz and Jamaat Khana is a Jamaat Khana. Dua is a dua. Have we ever wondered why our feeling of Jamaat Khana on Friday, the attendance on Friday, and what about the niyaz? Why do we have niyaz on Friday? Is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday any lesser day compared to Friday? Why Friday? Have we ever wondered? Once we understand all of that, it will help us. And inshallah, in the future, we will have never a question about the Shukrwari beach. Inshallah. We will try our best. Only thing I ask of you is your attention, undivided attention. If you are cooking and if you are doing something else, I would request to pay attention for next 45 minutes. That's all I ask. Because this will help you whenever you will go to Jamaat Khana. Whenever. Morning or evening. Monday or Friday. Chandrat or no Chandrat, beach or no beach, it will help you because you will have a better understanding of our tariqa and our rites and ritual and why do we do something different on one day compared to other days. So first question, what are these 7 days? What are these 7 days? And what makes Friday a better and blessed day compared to other days? The 7 days of Allah. When Allah said, I have created this world in 6 days, He's not talking about 6 days as we see it. Those are the 6 days of religion. आलम दीन, ये जो 6 दिन है वो हमारे 6 दिनों की तरह नहीं है, ये मज़ाहिब के आलम दीन के 6 दिन है। हमारे दाइयों, हमारे पीरों, हमारे हुज्जतों ने इसके बारे में बहुत कुछ लिखा है। Our dais and peers and hujjatan have written regarding this 6 days or 7 days of religion, the 7 days of Allah. As you can see in the Quran, Surah 11, ayat number 7, where Allah says, I have created this world in 6 days, and on the seventh I sat on the throne. I manifested myself. So you may be judged on your deeds and ilm, ताकि तुम्हारा हिसाब किताब हो तुम्हारे इल्म और अमाल पर. So what are these 7 days of Allah, the 7 days of religion? Start with the Adam alayhi salam. That was the Sunday, the first day of religion. In the time of Adam, Sunday was the Sunday, the blessed day. In the time of Adam. Then came the time of Hazrat Noah alayhi salam. The second day, the Monday. In his time, Monday was the blessed day because that was his day, the Monday, the day of the Shariat of Hazrat Noah alayhi salam. And then came the third day, the Tuesday, the day of Ibrahim alayhi salam. And that was the blessed day, the day of Ibrahim and his Shariat. For a second, let's stop here. We see in our tariqah, some days are more important to us and bring extraordinary happiness and blessing to us. What makes those days special for us? It has to do with what? Imam Zaman. Imam Zaman. So the day the Navroz, the day the Imamat day, the day the Salgara Mubarak. You see, those days are important to us. It brings happiness, it brings blessing, and those are Mubarak days for us. Due to what? Due to Imam Zaman. Because when we are talking about Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we will see those were the blessed day due to the time in their respected time, because they were the Sahibe Zaman. And because of them, those were the blessed days. Those were the blessed days. Because we had connected those blessed days with the Sahibe Zaman. And they were the Sahibe Zaman. So let's come to Wednesday. Musa was the fourth day of religion, Alamedin, Wednesday. And that was the blessed day for the Mu'minins, for the followers. And you will find those things in Quran, in the books of our Hujjatan and Hudududdin. Thursday is the day of Hazrat Isa alayhi salam. And that was the blessed day for the followers, the Mu'mineen. In his respected time, there was the time of his Shariat. He was the Sahib Zaman. And then came the blessed day of Jumatul Mubarak, the day of Sayyidul Anbiya, Khatamul Nabi'in, the Habibullah, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi wasallam. And that is the reason we call Jumatul Mubarak. And that is the reason that we kind of celebrate. We put on our best clothes when we go to the Jamaat Khana on Friday, because that is the day of the Prophet Muhammad, which they and the talim and the book and the guidance that we follow. Along with that, let me add you this one to give you even more broader understanding and inshallah happiness in the core of your heart. That is the day that Imamat of Mullah Ali was announced. When Imamat was announced? On Friday. That was the day the Prophet brought us the Quran, the guidance, the talimat, and he gave us our first Imam of the sixth cycle, the day of Friday. He gave us the blessed day of Friday with the announcement of Mullah Ali. Your thought process should and will change. You will look at the Friday in a different light, with a different understanding, and it should bring happiness into the core of your heart, core of your being. That all this time we did not know why we are dressing up, what is so special about Friday, and the niyaz. Why do we have niyaz on Friday? What is the significance of the niyaz on the Friday? Why don't we not have niyaz on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Why on Friday? And look what do we do when we take the niyaz on Friday? We say Farman. When we have niyaz pyali in our hand, we say Farman. And the reply is Ya Ali Ya Muhammad. Reply is Ya Ali Ya Muhammad. With the Farman of Ali and Muhammad, I take the ilm. Niyaz, the water, represent ilm. Whose ilm? न्याज की प्याली लेते हुए हम कहते हैं फरमान, और इसके जवाब आता है या अली या मोहम्मद। हम ये कहते हैं कि न्याज की प्याली के अंदर जो पानी है, जो ब्लेस्ड वाटर है, वो मैं इमाम के फरमान के साथ, with the फरमान of the imam, I take the ilm of Ali and Muhammad, the tanzil, the Quran, and the tawil, the understanding of Mullah Ali. With the farman of the Imam, I take this niyaz, this ilm. Ilm, the tanzil of Muhammad, the Quran, and the tawil of the Ali. How do we drink niyaz without understanding what we are taking and what we are doing? Our tariqa is the tariqa of logic and intellect. We do not do anything without understanding. Our tariqa is the tariqa of batin. We do not do anything because it's there and because my mom and dad told me to do so. No, we need to understand every single action, every single rites and rituals, everything we do in our tariqa. And remember, there is no hocus pocus in our tariqa. None, zero. Yeah, there's a difference that we do not know, we do not wonder, we do not inquire, we do not ask, we do not pay attention, we don't want to learn, we are too busy to pay attention to our tariqa, our rites and ritual. That's a different story. Otherwise, our tariqa is the tariqa of batin, of logic and intellect. Every single action has a deeper meaning. Even the pyali has a meaning. Even the water, the niyaz has a meaning. How niyaz is made, what makes it so pure and blessed? The healing power. Healing for what? For our physical body, or our soul, or our intellect, or all of our being combinedly. Niyaz Pyali represent a deeper Batini understanding. The cup that we use to take the water from the kum and put the niyaz in the pyali, that karsiya, that cup represents a batin, something of a deeper. The kum itself represents something, a batini understanding. That water gallon, the big jar of water, represents something. Why don't we just take the water from the faucet? And why don't we just drink from the big jar of water? Why do we have that kum? Why all these prayers to prepare the niyaz? Why do we say farman and why reply is ya Ali ya Muhammad? Each of those things represent a deeper, a batini understanding. Is not just there for no reason. No, it is there so we may wonder and ask question. But unfortunately, we have become accustomed to following the tariqah without asking question. We blindly follow the tariqah. But look at this. Today, someone wondered, so someone sent the question. And not one, we got more than 20 inquiry regarding the Chandrat and beach. So now we understand the Friday. The Friday represent the day of Muhammad and the day of the first Imam Mola Ali of our cycle, the sixth day, the sixth cycle of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then comes the seventh day. On the day Allah says, I will sit on my throne, and the throne will be on the top of the water. Water again. On the top of the water. On the seventh day, I will sit on the top of the water. So I may test you in your who is amongst you better in the ilm wa amal, the knowledge and the deed. Only people will understand this Saturday, the last day, the one who will be in the ilm, on the water. If you do not have the ilm, if you do not understand the tariqah, if you do not understand the ilm that Muhammad and Ali has given us, if we have not paid attention to the ginans and the books as per Imam's Farman, to learn from the ginan and from the books of the Hujjatan and Dayan, then only thing we are doing, unfortunately, is following with a blind faith, with no understanding. If we are following without any understanding, and the seventh day, the day of Qaim, the Qiyamah, the day of the judgment, the day of reckoning, the day he will test you in your amal and your ilm. How will we pass the test? How will we pass the test? Shukar Alhamdulillah, that few out of millions of Ismailis, few are paying attention to the ilm. Ilm hakiki, ilm imam, ilm laduni, ilm of the peers and natakin and the hujjatan and dayan, ilm of the imam. Few are paying attention today. Thanks to COVID, it provided us the opportunity and gave us the time to do so. One more reference of these 7 days of Allah. Each day in the eye of Allah is one day, but in the count of human is 1,000 year. So 1,000 year was for Sunday, the Shariat of Adam, and 1,000 year for each of those days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday and Friday. So when the day of Prophet Muhammad, the sixth day, the Friday, ended into the Saturday, the new day began. the manifestation of the 7th day came. The day of the Qiyamah came. The day of the Qaim came. And the Imam of that time given us the Dorwarvi, the guidance, the ilm, the understanding by saying, today is the day of Qiyamah, and he gave us what? Chandrat Madlas. I wanted to make one thing clear. Chandrat itself is not a new phenomena, is not a new concept. Matter of fact, Chandras was observed even in the time of Prophet Muhammad and even before him. But Chandras Madlas became part of our Shariat, of our Tariqah, only in the time of Qiyamah. Who gave us the Chandrat Madlas? Chandras was there before, but Chandrat Madlas, you know, we only have a 3 faraz, compulsory Shariat in our Tariqah. 3 times dua, the son, and Chandrat Madlas. None other are required as a faraz, compulsory. None other. Not even Betul Khiyal. Not any of the majalis. Nothing is compulsory but one single Chandrat Majlis. So now we understand the importance of Friday. Let's come to understand the Chandrat. What is about this Chandrat that it became so compulsory, so important, and not until the day, the 7th day, the Saturday, the day of Qiyamah began. And Mola gave us the farman that this is the madlas that every moment must enroll. Must. For Baitul Khal, Mola says it's not compulsory. If you don't want to come to Baitul Khal, that's up to you. If you want to elevate your soul, come to Baitul Khal. If not, it's not compulsory. It's not compulsory. But look at the farman for Chandrat. Every Jamaat, every single moment, every single smiley, every follower of the Imam of the time must enroll in the Chandrat Madlas. And not only enroll, as it is held once a month, you must come to this Madlas. Compulsory. And then on the Chandrat, along with the Niyaz, we have a Chanta. And look at our action, our behave changes. From regular day to Friday, our behavior is different. But when Chandrat comes, we are more happy. We make ourselves more ready to go to Jamaat Khana. Look at the attendance on Chandrat compared to Friday, compared to every day. Why? I mean, Chandrat can fall on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, any day. But Chandrat, we are much more attentive. हमारा पूरा फोकस कि आज चांद्रात है, हमें बन ठन कर हमारा पूरा दिन इस विचार के अंदर जाता है कि आज चांद्रात है, हमको जमात खाने जाना है, हमको न्याज पीना है, हमको छाटा लेना है. Back in old days, Chandras was the day that you will take your dasan. This was before 1970s. Now we do take dasan whenever we get our paycheck. But those days, Chandras was the day of the niyaz, the chanta, and the day of giving your dasan. And after giving dasan, asking for the forgiveness of bulchok, of mishaps. Chandras is very important, holds a great significance in Ismaili Tariqa in the time of Qiyamah. It was not there until the Imam announced that this is the day of Qiyamah, and with that, he made the Chandra Madlas compulsory for the Jamaat, for the Mu'mineen. And remember that Imam, Hazir Imam, have given us a farman back in 1967, early on, that we must learn and go into the history deeper, into the background and the history of our faith. You must learn from the Ginan and the books of our Dayan and Hujjatan. And how fortunate we are today that all of this are available on our fingertip. You don't even have to go and buy anything. You don't even have to go and look and find those books. It's all available to you at just a click of a button. How fortunate are we? So now let's come to beach. We talked about the Friday. We talked about all days. Then we talked about the Friday. We talked about the Chandra. And what is so important? What makes that very Chandrat and that very Friday when both of them are together? We don't ask, Imam does not ask us to keep beach, roza on other Chandrat, but if Chandra falls on Friday, what is so important about that? What is the batin and secret behind when Chandra falls on Friday? Then you must keep roza, you must keep beach. We cannot understand beach without understanding roza. What does roza mean to you if I ask? Not eating for a day, staying hungry for a day. What does it mean to you, a roza? We have seen, and I know exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Those El Shariat. And I hope none of you are part of that. I hope and pray none of you are part of that. That they eat all night long and sleep all day long and say, we are observing Rosa. So, what do they do at the time in the month of Ramzan? I'm talking about common, okay? it cannot be applied to every single person. Just a common observation. Then they sleep all day long in the month of Ramzan. They hardly work. They don't do anything. They sleep all day after the Fajr namaz till Maghrib namaz. As soon the Maghrib azan is given, they attack, run toward the food. Not only that, they constantly eat all night long. Matter of fact, and that is the fact, and you can look it up, you can Google it. The consumption of the food in the Muslim world doubles twofold during the month of Ramzan, meaning they eat twice as much in the month of Ramzan than the other months, other 11 months. Is that a roza? Or are you mocking Allah? क्या ये रोजा है कि आप सारी रात खाएं, सारा दिन सोएं और अमूमन से ज्यादा डबल खाना खाएं? ये तो खुदा की मस्ती हो गई, खुदा की मजाक उड़ाना है ये तो. If that is roza, and then there are other kind, the second kind, who do not sleep during the day. In the month of Ramzan, they keep roza, but all day long they think about the food. Their entire vocabulary, language, and action is around the food. आज शाम को ये खाएंगे, आज बजे पकोड़े बनाएंगे, आज बिरयानी बनाएंगे, रसगुल्ला बनाएंगे, जलेबी बनाएंगे, खाजे खाएंगे, चिकन टिक्का खाएंगे. Their entire day is thinking about food. Is that is the roza? When the roza was the purpose of the remembrance and the purification of the heart and the mind. Roza was never about staying hungry and thinking about food, or staying hungry and sleeping all day long. Roza was for the purpose of remembrance, coming closer to the Allah, coming closer to the Nur of Imam, to do righteous deed, to do good deeds, to help other. Rosa was the purpose of purification, of purification. And there are many references, you can look it up in the books and in the Quran. For example, for us, Rosa is of 360 days. Because our Rosa is not about staying hungry, but about the remembrance and purification. And you can see the reference on your screen. In the Farman of Sultan Muhammad Shah, in the Faramin of, in the book of Pir Pindiya Jawamardi of Imam Muslim Sibrullah, in the Wajh Deen, remember Imam told us to read and learn from the past, from the history, from the Farman, from the books. And then in the Quran, it talks about how to keep Rosa and when to keep Rosa. And remember, we're still talking about Chandrat and Beach. So why do we keep Rosa on Chandrat when it falls on Friday? Why? Why can we not keep Rosa on every Chandrat and every Friday? Why it has to be when Chandras falls on a Friday? What makes that 2 days combined together that we must keep Rosa? Number one, Rosa means keep your mouth shut. Rosa was meant to be to keep your mouth shut. When you come to the understanding and the batin, the secret of Friday, the secret of the ilm of the tanzil and the tawil of the imam, do not disclose. Keep your mouth shut. Keep roza. And on the very day when the chandras falls, meaning when you come to the junction of the Friday and the Saturday, the junction of the ilm of the Friday of the Ya Ali Ya Muhammad, and when you come into the junction of the day of the manifestation, the day of the Qiyamah and the Qaim, and when you understand that batin, keep your mouth shut, keep roza. It was never about staying hungry. Keep your mouth shut. Do not disclose. Do not disclose the batin of your tariqah to others. Very sad, very unfortunately. Some of our Jamaat have chosen to disclose the batin of our tariqah to mushrikeen, to others outside our tariqah. Matter of fact, if you ever go to the countries like Pakistan, India, Africa, where we have to go to the markets every day, so sad. You go to the market and the man who's selling the vegetable and the fish and the meat, he will tell you, oh, you are Khoja, today is your Chandrat, do you want extra meat? Do you want extra vegetable? Do you want some fruit to take it to the Nandi for Jamaat Khana? They will know about the Chandrat before you would remember that today is the day of Chandrat. So sad and unfortunate because we are not able to keep Rosa. We are not able to shut our mouth. We are disclosing the secret of our tariqah. Because it was said that when you reach to the Friday and if you discover that today is the time of Qiyamah, the day of Chandrat, keep Rosa. Keep Rosa. Keep your mouth shut. When you understand that Chandras has fallen on Friday, when you are at that junction of Friday and Saturday, the day of Friday, the day of the ilm and the tawil of Ali and Muhammad, and the day of the manifestation of Qiyamah of the Imam, keep Rosa. That is the beach. That is the batin and the batini understanding of the Shukarwari beach. It was never about staying hungry and think about the food all day long. All day long we are talking about food. What are we going to eat? And we rush. After taking the niyaz, we rush. Matter of fact, I remember on this very line, our friend has asked, and I don't know how many times in the Jamaat people have approached this Garib and Nachiz. Can I open the Roza at 6 o'clock? They go to Mukhi Sahib. Can I open the Roza at 6 o'clock before I come to Jamaat Khana? Because we cannot wait until 6 o'clock to eat. Or we cannot wait until come to Jamaat Khana and take the niyaz and then to eat. Because our entire day is revolved around thinking of food and what will we eat today. Is that how we are observing and understanding the beach? Then what is the difference between you as an murid and Ismaili compared to folks, the friends, the brother and sister of Al Shariat? What is the difference between you and them? We are in the Batini Tariqa of Islam. We are in such a beautiful place today that our tariqa with the Imam teaches us the secrets and the batin of Islam and Ismaili tariqa. And Imam is telling you what is today. Imam is telling you you are no longer in time of the Shariat. We are at the junction of Friday and Saturday. So keep Rosa. And I would like to present this Chandra's Farman. And of course, we will share with you if you like. So you may see one key point about Chandrat. One key point. If you forget all this 1 hour, please take this one single point with you. And that is in Imam's Chandrat Farman. The Farman goes, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. As Chandrat Majlis is held only once a month, it is of utmost importance that my beloved spiritual children attend the Majlis in a great numbers. Chandrat is the day of new moon, of a new moon, not a full moon, of a new moon. And it will create happiness and spiritual peace in you. Why new moon? I mean, what is about this new moon? Why would this new moon will create happiness and spiritual peace in you? Remember, Imam is telling you something. Have you ever tried to look at this crescent moon? It only appears for a second or minute and then it disappears. Have you ever tried to look at the new moon? It only appears for a second or a minute and then it disappears. And Imam is drawing your attention. If you miss this new moon, if you miss the day of Qiyamah, if you miss the day of Chandrat, if you miss the batin and the understanding of the new moon, the tawil of the moon is hujjat, the peer. If you miss this new hujjat, the peer, which will appear in the front of you for a second and a minute, if you miss that, you will miss the happiness, you will miss the spiritual peace. I told you this session would be of a different kind, and I ask you to pay attention to it. If you are paying attention to this, now you know the greater significance a Chandra falling on the Friday, the day of the new moon. Have you found that new moon? Do you know who the new moon is? Because there are no peers are within the Imam now. Which new moon is he referring to? Which will bring you the happiness and the spiritual peace? Have you found that new moon? Have you seen the new moon? Have you discovered the new moon? Have you understood the new moon? Do you know what Imam is saying? This is not a new Chandra Farman. This is 1954. Over 130, how many years ago? I don't know. You can do the calculation. 70 years? 80 years? And we listen to this Farman every single Chandra every month. We just listened to it a couple of days ago. Have you ever paid attention to Imam's Farman? Are we listening to him? Are we understanding his Farman? Are we paying attention? Do we ever wonder about this new moon? All should be encouraged to enroll as member of the Majlis and attend it regularly. Farman to Dar es Salaam, March 25th, 1954. Please recite the Holy Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. With this, I will stop here. We will share this document, and there is entire Farman of Chandrat on the bottom. You can read if you like. G.
Subhanallah, sir, Subhanallah. Friends, please share your questions in the chat room. So we received a couple of questions so far. So the friends asking, please explain more about the junction of Friday and Saturday. Where will I find the references and study more about it?
Okay. First reference itself is sitting at the beach understanding. Other than that, look at the Wajidin, look at all of the Ginan which speaks of the coming of the Qiyamah and Qaim, and on top of all that, look at all the Quranic verses which talks about the two rivers, the junction of two rivers. In the example, in the event of Musa, where he was supposed to find the junction of two rivers. Second, look in the Surah Rahman, Marjul Berin, the junction of the two rivers. Wherever you find the reference of two day and night, two rivers, a junction of Nafsekul and Aklekul, the Talim of the Tanzil and the Tawil. Wherever you find the understanding of Musa and Harun, wherever you find the understanding of Natik, the prophets, and the concept of Imam, you will find this reference again and again in the Quran, in the Ginan, and in the books, especially details in the books of Hudud ad-Din. Not one, maybe you will find it many books. Not one, but many books and Ginans, inshallah. G.
So another question. If Imam is the Shah and Pir, how will I miss the new moon? What is the significance of the new moon?
So, if Imam is the Shah and the Pir, and you are absolutely correct on your understanding. But when do you see Imam as a Pir? If I ask you that question, will you be able to answer me? When did you see Imam working as a Pir? Or did Imam just take all of the ranks? If you do not see Imam ever working as a Pir, then my question would be, am I the most unlucky person that in the time of my forefather, there were peers, there were dais, they would come to the Jamaat, they will sit amongst them, they will teach them, they will nurture them, and they will help them find the Nur and the Imam. So why am I so unfortunate that now Imam lives far away in the Eglomont somewhere, and I'm in these other countries. I have no direct approach, and I have never have of opportunity or event where Imam would come, sit with me as our dais and Imam and the Hujjatan had done in the past. So why would Imam do that to me? Imam is most merciful. Imam is my loving, dear spiritual father. Why would he do that to me? So my question to you is, have you found that junction in Imam in the and the Pir? Or is Imam is, look at the word, new moon, not a moon, a new moon. Imam is saying that in the time of Qiyamah, you will have a new kind of hujjat, so hidden that he will only appear for a second or a minute. If you're not paying attention, you will miss it. I hope you got your answer. G.
So another question. On the seventh day, the throne on the water. Why is the throne on water? What is the significance?
Only those who are with the ilm, the water is the example of the ilm. Only those who are with the ilm will be able to understand the throne of the Imam at the time of Qiyamah. None other will see nor understand the coming of the Qiyamah and the Imam of the time of Qiyamah, the Qaim. But those who will be with the ilm on the top of the ilm on the water. G.
So another question. Is new moon a concept or a person?
To some, it may be a concept. To me, everything Imam says, he is talking about and alluding to a living Hidayat, a living personality. But such a personality that he will come and appear for a second or two. If you're not paying attention, he will disappear in front of your eyes. G.
So another question. When Imam is referring to the new knowledge in his Diamond Jubilee Farman, does that mean he is guiding us towards the new knowledge, new moon?
Absolutely. That is the correct understanding. Thank you for paying attention to that, Farman. G. Remember, Imam is merciful. He will never ever leave you with the guidance, without the talimat, without the guiding personalities to teach you on his behalf. He will never ever will leave you without the ilm. G.
So we don't have any question in the chat. Friend, if you have any question, please unmute your device.
Yeah, Ali Madad sir.
Ya Ali Madad.
I have two questions. One is that, like, you said that the junction. The junction, I didn't understand कि junctions Friday to Saturday, like वो पीर और इमाम का junction, or what's connection between Friday and Saturday? आपने मतलब दो river होती है और ये like आपने दो examples दिए.
जी.
So what is the junction means?
जंक्शन का मतलब होता है कि जहां पर दो चीजें मिले, दो दिन मिले. मोहम्मद यानी कि फ्राइडे का दिन और क्यामत कायम का दिन, जब ये दो दिन मिल जाए, यानी कि डे ऑफ फ्राइडे एंड डे ऑफ चांद रात, जब ये दो दिन मिल जाए उस दिन आपको रोजा रखना है. मीनिंग आपको उसके सीक्रेट जानने हैं और फिर खामोश रहना है, अपना मुंह बंद रखना है. क्योंकि रोजा रखने का यह मतलब नहीं कि हम भूखा रहे. रोजा रखने का यह मतलब है कि हम तवज्जो दें, हम उसकी याद में उसकी तरफ तवज्जो दें कि वो क्या बोल रहा है हमको. और चांद रात और बीच के दिन वो हमारी तवज्जो दिलाता है कि आप देखें कि भाई आज क्या बात हुई कि मेरे को रोजा रखना पड़ा. हम रोजा तो रखते हैं लेकिन तवज्जो नहीं देते हैं. जी.
याली मदद अजीज भाई.
याली मदद.
मेरे को दो क्वेश्चंस करने हैं. एक तो मेरे को वो प्लीज एक्सप्लेनेशन ऑफ ये अपना मौला का फरमान जो की पॉइंट है, एक दफा जरा कैन यू एक्सप्लेन इट?
Which फरमान was that?
जो आपने बताया था कि मौला का चांद रात का फरमान है, द की पॉइंट, इट इज द न्यू पॉइंट, न्यू
जी
मून
जी
एंड ऑल.
जी
हाँ,
जी जी
I did understand, but I just want one time more to be explained, please.
जी. All right, so you're looking at the screen again. I have
Yes,
just displayed that.
yes.
I'm going to display that फरमान
जी
again.
जी जी.
Okay. All right. So this is the फरमान, Chandra Farman, which we listen to it every week, right?
Yes, right.
And what Mullah says in this Farman is a very short Farman of 1954.
Yes.
Only 3 lines.
Right.
First, the Chandra is old only 1 month, and it is most important. It is required for every spiritual children to enroll in madlas and come into the madlas. And then he guides you by saying, Chandrat is the day of a new moon. The sun is the representation of the Imam. The moon is representation of Pir. But here Imam is not talking about a traditional Pir. He's talking about a new kind of Pir, a new moon. And what do we learn from the new moon, a crescent moon? कितनी देर के लिए नया चांद आसमान पर नजर आता है हमको? 1 सेकंड के लिए, 1 मिनट के लिए? मौला हमारी तवज्जो दिलाते हैं कि दिस न्यू मून एक ऐसा नए किस्म का हुज्जत होगा, पीर होगा, जो 1 सेकंड के लिए, 1 मिनट के लिए आपके सामने आएगा और फिर गायब हो जाएगा. पे अटेंशन टू द चांद्रास न्यू मून, not the physical moon, not the physical moon, the moon which will come with Imam, because Imam is the one who is keeping the Imamat and Piratan in him. So when will you see his Piratan? When will you see his attribution? How does he send his guidance, his peer, such a peer in the example of a new moon, that he will appear and disappear within a second or a minute. If you're not paying attention, you will never see him, you will never find him. इसका फरमान का मतलब ये होता है। जी
सर सॉरी, मुझे भी यही क्वेश्चन था कि लाइक तो फिर हम समझते हैं कि जो इमाम जब हमको दरबार में आते हैं या इसमें आजम देते हैं, उधर सब उनकी जो होती है जामा होता है, पीरी जामा में आते हैं, तो ये मून से आपका मतलब हमको अभी भी समझ में नहीं आया कि क्या मतलब है इसका।
don't pay attention to moon only, pay attention to the new moon combinedly.
हाँ, सो लाइक हम इसको कहाँ
New
पे
moon.
देखें, लाइक थिंकिंग अबाउट इबादत और लाइक इन जमात खान, आई मीन हाउ कैन वी कंफ्यूज लाइक
Don't get confused. Easy.
कैसे?
एक नए किस्म का पीर, not a traditional peer that we know and come to understand. A new kind of peer, a new moon. एक ऐसा पीर जो आपके सामने थोड़ी देर के लिए आएगा, आपको उसको पहचानना होगा। इमाम कभी भी ऐसा नहीं करता है कि वो आपसे कोई बरकत ले लेवे। अगर हम कहते हैं कि इमाम ने हमसे पिरातन ले ली, तो हमने ये कहा कि इमाम ने हमसे एक बरकत, एक गाइडेंस छीन ली। इमाम ऐसा नहीं है, इमाम तो बहुत ही रहमान और रहीम है। उसकी जगह पर उसने हमको एक नया किस्म का, a new kind of moon दिया। Now we have to do is make sure मून कहां पर नजर आता है, जमीन पर के आसमान पर? आसमान पर नजर आता है। We have to keep our eyes on the highest, on the higher, on the sky. Okay? जो आपसे ऊपर के दर्जे के लोग हैं ना, उसके ऊपर आपको नजर रखनी होगी, और वहां पर आपको एक नया चांद नजर आएगा। लेकिन वो एक सेकंड और एक मिनट के लिए नजर आएगा। अगर आपने उसको मिस कर दिया, तो वो इल्म जो आपको हैप्पीनेस देने वाला था, पे अटेंशन, आई एम गिविंग 100% आंसर, आई एम नॉट हाइडिंग एनीथिंग। वो इल्म जो उससे मिलने वाला था, जो आपको खुशी देने वाला था, द इल्म which was supposed to come from him, the new moon, which was supposed to give you the happiness and spiritual peace, you will miss. Why? Because your eyes was on the ground, not on the high. आप ऊपर नहीं देख रहे थे, आपकी नजर नीचे थी, तो आपने क्या किया? आपने वो चांद को मिस कर दिया, उसका इल्म मिस कर दिया, और इस इल्म से मिलने वाली खुशी और राहत, रूहानी राहत मिस कर दी। I think I told you everything, and I hope you are understanding what I'm trying to tell you. Look up. G.
Sir, we have few questions in the chat. Suppose if Sir is referring to Natik and Imam as two junctions, then in the Quran it states that two rivers do not meet because one is salt water and other is sweet. So what does this signify that Imam and Natik meet or do not meet?
G. The junction of the Natik and Asas. This is what we are learning from our history. The ilm of Natik, the Tanzil, is the example of the salted water, and the Tawil of the Ali, the Asas, is the example of the sweet water. If you only take the Quran, the Tanzil as is, it would be like you are drinking salted water. What happens if you drink salted water? Your inside will burn and you will die. If you only take the Tanzil as is, your spiritual being will die. But if you take the tawil, the ilm of the Imam from Ali the Asas, is like a sweet water which will give you a life. इमाम का इल्म हमको रूहानी जिंदगी देता है और ये दोनों जंक्शन पर मिलते हैं। कौन से जंक्शन पर? कुरान के जंक्शन में आपको तंजील भी मिलेंगी, आपको ताविल भी मिलेंगी। नातिक का इल्म कुरान, अली की तालीम तावील, ये दोनों हमको जंक्शन पर मिलती है, कुरान के जंक्शन पर मिलती है। जी
So another question. The 1,000-year cycle mentioned is physical 1,000 years, 365 days each year, or it is a different years than our regular years?
Okay, so 1,000 year is a figurative and estimated time which is given to each natik and their shariat. For example, this is just an example. Adam was given around 1,000 year, and his talimat and shariat was given 1,000 year for people to follow. Hazrat Noah alayhi wasalam was given approximately 950 years for his talim, for the followers to follow. Ibrahim was given approximately little over 1,000 year. Same was for the Musa. But when we come to the Isa, the Jesus, he was only given a 630 semi-year, a short period of, see, he was not given all 1,000 year. And then Prophet Muhammad was given close to 1,350 semi-years, not exactly 1,000 year. And that was due to the prayers of Prophet Muhammad, where he had said that let my shariat be a long, prolonged day until from my progeny, from Ale Nabi, Aulade Ali, comes a Imam of the time of Qiyamah. This is a very famous hadith, you will find it. कि मेरे दिन को, मेरी तालीम को, मेरी शरीयत को लंबा करना, जब तक कि मेरी आल में से, आले नबी औलाद अली में से, पंचतन पाक में से एक इमाम क़यामत के ज़माने में ना आ जाए, तब तक मेरे दिन को लंबा करना. So his day with Hazrat Isa's day combinedly were 2,000 years, approximately. Okay, don't count on your finger because I can see you are counting 365 days on your finger, approximately, to show, to understand that each one had a day of Allah, 1,000 year of human, for their talimat to grow. The talim of Hazrat Isa was only of about 630 semi-years. Talimat of Prophet Muhammad, as per his prayers, were of 1,350 years or so. And then came the time of Qiyamah. And then came the manifestations of Imam. Ji. I'm so happy you are all paying attention and asking good questions. Thank you. Ji, Kamle sir.
So the question, what is the difference between the new moon and Qaim? Are they same or different?
If you understand, and as I said about 3 or 4 minutes ago, the Imam are the example of sun, and the Moon is example of Pir, Hujjat. Does this answer your question? G.
Sir, in reference to new moon, friends asking, could it be sentenced in a Farman as new message?
I mean, you could say that. I would have to read and look at the Farman closely to see what context that was saying. But there are Farman, there is new ilm coming, there is a new understanding, the Farman on monoreality, Farman on the Qiyamah, all those are alluded to the time of Qiyamah. And the ilm of the new moon is alluded to the time of Qiyamah too. So you have to read that Farman closely and see if we are talking about the same or not. G.
Yali Madad question. Yali Madad,
G.
can you please explain? You said after Prophet Muhammad, then came day of Qiyamah, and then the Imams. What do you mean? I don't understand. Like I know what Qiyamah means, but
What does
what
Qiyamah
is the
mean? No,
what is
hold
the
on.
significance of that
My friend, what does Qiyamah mean?
day of judgment?
And
Right,
when would that come?
at the time of death, after
Okay.
death.
All right. See, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. Let's listen to this Mola Bapa's Farman, okay? To others, the heaven and the Qiyamah is after they die. For us, in Batin of our Tariqah, the Qiyamah is today, and you can see and enter the heaven today, not tomorrow, not after you die. Do you understand? All right. Qiyamah to some is the day of tomorrow sometime. Qiyamah to Ismaili with Batini understanding. So let me repeat that Farman again. 1885, 17th August. Imam at the age of less than 8-year-old start his Farman by saying, today is the day of Qiyamah. I thought Qiyamah was tomorrow after we die. But Imam says, today is the day of Qiyamah. Who is not understanding Qiyamah? We are not understanding Qiyamah.
I still don't understand the link. I don't understand the
Okay,
connection. I
now
understand what it means. I don't understand.
I got it. Let me
Yeah.
answer. Let me continue.
Okay.
So there is a time of Shariat, the day of Shariat Nabawi, the day of Friday, where the ilm and the tawil of Muhammad and Ali will grow and grow and grow. And then a new day, the seventh day will begin. And the seventh day, the day of Qiyamah, began already with the Imam's Farman when he declared that today is the day of Qiyamah. Meaning that you have entered into the day of judgment. On the day of judgment. Let me display this ayat once again to show this ayat right here. And you can see 11:7 right here. Let me highlight that. Okay. After the 6 days, after the Friday, his throne the day of Qiyamah, his throne will be on the water. The Imam of the time of Qiyamah will appear, will manifest. And what will he do? See, it's not about tomorrow, not after you dying. The Qiyamah has begun. Your Hisab Kitab is already has begun. And on that day, he will sit on the throne and he will test you in your ilm and your amal, in your knowledge and in your deeds. The judgment has started, already begun. And Imam said, to others, the Qiyamah and the heaven is tomorrow. In our tariqah, you can see, number one, see and enter the heaven today. You do not have to wait to die. So, Qiyamah is a long period of time within our lifetime. We are those mu'mineen, fortunate ones, who are born in the time of Qiyamah. We are only fortunate if we are on the top of the water, meaning with the ilm and understanding. If you like to learn about the Qiyamah, I believe that is your question, that you wish to learn more about the time of Qiyamah, then you need to enroll yourself in those classes where the ilm of the time of Qiyamah is given. Because this ilm is not sitting on a street somewhere. You will not find that in the Shariat nor in your daily life. You have to take effort. You have to seek that ilm. You have to search. And let me give you last farman and then you can repeat your question if you like. 2000 Khardar, October, Karachi. Mullah says, do personal search and seek those classes where the ilm of our tariqah is given. I hope this answer your question completely. G.
Sorry, Aziz Ba, can I interrupt here in this question that you given to this young lady? Can I say કે આજે તમે બધું સમજાવ્યા હમણાં કિયામતનું મોલા બાપા is meaning કે આ જિંદગીમાં અસલમાં વાસલ થવાય છે.
Absolutely. Indeed.
Thank you so much to this person who just
I
said
hope,
that. I
yes,
understand. Yes.
I hope you will search as Imam's Farman and you will seek and find those classes where ilm of the Imam and the Qiyamah is given. You have to do personal search. It's not sitting in the corner on the street where you will find it. You have to do personal search. G. And I hope you will find.
Aziz bhai, so where do we seek these classes?
It may be right in front of you. You're just not looking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Limandat, as I said,
G.
yeah, I'm
Alimadar.
really enjoying your classes today so much. I learned so much. So can we get this one, everything by Bangi, by Ismail Azam? Can we get this answer by Ismail Azam?
Absolutely. But there is another way Imam is telling you to seek ilm. And let me quote another farman. Ilm वाली रूह दर्जा ब दर्जा ऊपर जाती है. इमाम didn't say इबादत वाली रूह ऊपर जाती है. इल्म वाली रूह ऊपर जाती है. Seek knowledge. Why don't we listen to Imam's Farman? Seek knowledge. Ilm वाली रूह दर्जा बदर्जा ऊपर जाती है।
So where can we get this knowledge? ये knowledge किधर से मिलता है?
ढूंढे उन क्लासेस को कि जो इमाम का हकीकी इल्म और इल्म में क़यामत सिखाता है। Seek that. And I just said to the other lady, it may be right in front of you. You're just not looking.
Might be the
जी
Farman. We can get from the Farman, Mola Pas Farman, we can get from there.
Farman and Ginan, sir, also.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
absolutely.
Thank you,
The
sir.
ilm is right in front of you. You just have to look up and see. जी
Okay. Thank you. Oh, I
Sir,
learned so much today. My God, I'm so happy. Thank you, sir.
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह
अजीज भाई, I got it कि कहाँ
शुक्र
से
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह
थैंक यू,
शुक्र अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह
I got it. Thank you so much.
यू
और
वेलकम
मौला बापा आपको हमेशा इल्म में हम लोग के लिए इल्म हमेशा देते रहे और इसी तरह हमारे दर्जा बदर्जा हमको एलिवेशन मिलता रहे। मौला
आमीन
आपको
आमीन
दीन दुनिया में सुखी सलामत और आबाद रखे।
आमीन आमीन आमीन
sir, I have one question.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yalimanat, sir.
याली मदद
Sir, I have one question. Sir, last 2-3 weeks पहले आपने एक सेक्शन लिया था फॉर दुआ। उसमें आपने बताया था कि फर्स्ट अमानत, सेकंड हकीकत, लास्ट में आपने कहा अमानत, फिर ना गिवन, फिर लास्ट में आपने कहा था हम उसको देते हैं। तो सर आप उसको मुझे थोड़ा क्लियर करेंगे कि क्या देते हैं हम दुआ में? मुझे इस चीज में थोड़ी सी समझ नहीं आई थी।
अमानत क्या होता है? यू नो दैट राइट? कि कोई
यस
आदमी
सर।
आपके ऊपर ट्रस्ट करता है, बोलता है मेरे ये पैसे रखो, कल जब मैं तुमसे मांगू तो मुझे लुटा देना।
यस
राइट?
सर।
दैट्स अमानत। राइट?
या
जस्ट लाइक दैट there is a ruhani spiritual amanat and there is a intellectual ilmi amanat is given to those mu'mineen who are trustworthy. So Imam gives those mu'mineen the spiritual elevation, a spiritual amanat, a ruhaniyat, and the intellectual amanat, the ilmi amanat, and they must return that. They must return that to the जमात, because ये जमात के लिए अमानत होती है उन मोमिनों के पास जिसको इमाम ने ट्रस्टवर्दी समझ के चूज किया होता है। और इमाम का इल्म, इमाम कभी भी आपके पास आकर बैठकर आपको सिखाने वाला नहीं है। Then Imam says, I will teach you, I will do the interpretation of Quran, I will give you the guidance. When will he give you the guidance? How will he give you the guidance? He has already done his job. He has given that amanat to some, and those who have received that amanat are honestly returning their trust and giving and returning their trust back to the Jamaat. But we have to find them. We have
यस
to
सर।
seek. We have to seek that knowledge. We have to find those classes where this amanat has been returned. See?
यस सर।
ये
थैंक
बात
यू
हो रही
सर।
थी यहाँ पर। You're welcome. Kamra Sahib, do we have one more question?
So we do not have a question in the chat.
Okay. If there is no more question,
याली मदद
जी,
सर
याली
एक
मदद।
एक कमेंट था वो एक्सटेंडेड कमेंट ऑन द क्वेश्चन ऑफ द सी व्हिच नेवर मीट्स कि ये दो नदी कभी मिलती नहीं है. आई थिंक आई रिमेंबर फरमान सेइंग दैट दिस एंड दैट नेवर कैन बी वन, जाहिर और बातिन. So that's the example of the sea not meeting each other, right? If I'm wrong.
No, I do not agree with you.
Okay.
Okay, let me explain, okay? And
Okay.
I love you dearly, brother, okay?
Thank you.
Let me explain. यस, एक तरफ से शरीयत और तरीकत कभी मिलते नहीं है कि जो शरीयत पे चलता है बस वो शरीयत पे चलता है, जो तरीकत पे चलता है वो तरीकत पे चलता है, लेकिन उन दोनों का एक जंक्शन होता है, उस जंक्शन की बात हो रही है। आपने कभी खारे पानी और मीठे पानी का दरिया देखा है? वो दोनों एक यूं होते हैं, जुड़े हुए होते हैं। यहाँ पर खारा पानी होता है, यहाँ पर मीठा पानी होता है, वो दोनों जुड़े होते हैं, लेकिन वो कभी एक दूसरे पर तजावुज नहीं करते हैं। तजावुज ओवरटेक को बोलते हैं, इट डज नॉट ओवरटेक, लेकिन वो दोनों मिले हुए होते हैं। लाइक मोहम्मद एंड अली आर द टू जंक्शन, एक दूसरे से मिले हुए थे ना मोहम्मद और अली, लेकिन अलग अलग भी थे। मोहम्मद का इल्म तंजील कुरान, अली का इल्म तावील और हिदायत, लेकिन वो दोनों मिले हुए थे। यू अंडरस्टैंड? वो तजावुज नहीं करते, वो ओवरटेक नहीं करते हैं। टू अंडरस्टैंड इमाम फरमान इज नॉट इजी, it requires lot of riyazat, requires lot of ilm, requires lot of marifat, ibadat, it requires a hardship. If you have ever joined our Farman understanding classes on Saturday, you will see, and if you like, ping Kamre Sahib your name and number, he will share those. There are hundreds of explanation of Faramin, and you will be surprised. Imam Farman are not easy to understand. This is what it means. In one place, they don't overtake each other. They are separate, but at the same time, they are on the junction. And the best example I can give you is Muhammad and Ali. Ji.
Thank
Or
you,
should
sir.
this
Thank you so
be
much.
our last? You're welcome.
Thank you.
I dearly love all of you. Thank you for asking these great questions, because without you, this session will not be complete, never be completed. Thank you, everyone. I think we should stop here. Inshallah, if there are more questions, we can definitely listen to them and answer them in our next session. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Yali
you very
Madad,
much.
Yali
Thank you
Madad,
for
Yali
beautiful
Madad, sir.
classes. Beautiful
Yali
class.
Madad. Thank you very much. Yali Madad.
Amin.
Yali
Yali
Madad, sir.
Madad.
Thank you so much.
Yali
Yali
Madad,
Madad. Thank you, Yali
Yali
Madad.
Madad, Yali Madad,
Yali Madad.
Yali Madad, Yali Madad,
Yali Madad, sir.
Yali Madad, Yali Madad,
Yali Madad.
Yali Madad, Yali Madad,
Yali Madad. Nur Begum Ismail here.
Yali Madad, Yali Madad.
सर
जी,
सर आप अगर वो वाली जो दुआ वाली जो आपने सेक्शन किया था, अगर आपके पास रिकॉर्डेड है तो प्लीज काइंडली आप मुझे सेंड करेंगे। आई विल
जी,
लिसन वंस।
आपका नाम और नंबर कामरा साहब के साथ शेयर करें, वो आपको
जी
इसी
जी,
वक्त भेज देंगे। On this
थैंक यू
chat,
सर।
you can share right now.
ओके सर, थैंक यू। याली मदद।
Thank you. Yali Madad, Yali Madad.
Hello, Yaliman.
Okay, Ali Madad, everyone, we are closing.
Hello, Yalimadad.
Yes, Farzana.
हाँ क्या हाल है फिर ये कैसे?
Let's talk offline, okay? Yeah, Ali Madad.
Okay, okay. Is Aziz there? Or Karim?
No.
Is not there? Okay, okay, no problem.